Okay, yeah, so I'll be here. You can just look at me kind of through the camera.
Yeah.
Hey, KYRIA.
Hey.
The first couple of times I met you and we interacted, I pronounced your name KYRIA.
Mm-hmm.
And both those times you didn't say a word.
Really?
Never. You never corrected me once. And I'm curious why. And I learned my lesson just through proxy of experience, but not from you. And so I'm curious why you didn't.
Maybe I didn't hear you because I am the type of person who always corrects someone when they say my name wrong, so much so that during a press conference one day, in the middle of the press conference with the mayor, he said my name wrong, and I immediately from the side corrected him. So if you said it wrong, it's probably because I probably didn't hear you say it wrong, because I'm always the person who, I don't have any fear to correct someone to say my name wrong.
So it's important to you.
It is very important.
And what's important about it? What value does your name have?
Partly because of where my name comes from. So my name, KYRIA, comes from Kyrios, meaning Lord, or Kyrie eleison, meaning Lord have mercy. And it's something that my mother gave to me, but she didn't give it to me from the Gregorian chant. She gave it to me from the Mr. 80s song, Kyrie. So that's actually my middle name. And it was my stage name when I toured and was a musician and did all of those things. And so a lot of people knew me as KYRIA, so I just kind of kept that. My first name, which a lot of people know me by my first name, but more people know me by my middle name. It's Marseille KYRIA Stevens. So I'm used to correcting because my name is not spelled the way it sounds, my first name or my middle name. So in school, my teachers used to call me Marcia, and I would always say, no, Marseille. So I'm used to correcting people when they say my name. So if I didn't correct you, there's no reason for me other than I didn't pay attention or hear it. So
kudos to you for interrupting the mayor during a press conference.
He has never said my name wrong since then, and he always comes up to me and greets me and makes sure that he's told that story before too. So. Yeah.
I worked with someone for 5 years who heard my surname said so many times and never, ever could ever say it right.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Wow.
So let's pivot. So what's the meaning of life?
The meaning of life is to love and be loved. I think that is the meaning of life. I've talked about that so many times, preached it, taught it, and I feel like in my life, those are the most important things, is to love fully, deeply, without restraint, and to allow yourself to go through the journey of pulling down walls so that you can be loved genuinely, fully, without restraint. So I believe that is the meaning of life, is to love and to be loved. Without that, what is life? Without that connection, that vulnerability, that transcendent, all-encompassing thing. Because when you come into the world, you're coming into the world loved. Whether you have the type of parents that you want or the situations that you want, you'll find yourself in some space by someone, even if it's not the people you think it should come from. It's being loved. So to love and be loved.
And if I asked that question to your 20-year-old self, what do you think your 20-year-old self would say?
If you asked that to my 20-year-old self, so almost 20 years ago, I think it would be to let others know that they're loved. And that's different from to love and to be loved. I think the thing that is evolved and crystallized in me is that it's not just enough to love, give out love. It's not full until it's reciprocated, until you're open and vulnerable and, I would say, secure enough to allow yourself to be loved. So
it sounds like you've been on a journey yourself to kind of get to that point. That be fair in assuming?
Absolutely. I mean, more than any pursuit, anything that I've accomplished or anything that I've done, nothing has been more. That's the through line. I think that has been the through line of my entire life, is coming to that. And I'm sure that as I grow, there'll be more facets of that that's revealed.
And how do you, I guess, maximize that in your life? Like, how do you give and receive as much love as you possibly can?
I think it's being present. I think that is the thing that I've learned to be, is to be present. I mean, good or bad, I'm receiving and experiencing something that a lot of people, I can't remember, it's a scientist, Neil deGrasse Tyson says, everyone who could exist, they're not going to exist. So the fact that I'm here existing around this group of people at this time, experiencing this reality, is something worth slowing down and paying attention to. So the mere feeling of pain is a show that you're alive. To hear my kids laugh, to hear my wife, to listen to music, to have the opportunity to do something for someone at that point, or have someone do something for you. It's just, I've learned to just be present and to take it in. That oftentimes I find myself being extremely grateful because I'm alive. And it could go to some of the things where me growing up east side of Buffalo, some of my friends didn't make it, So the fact that I'm here, it's worth celebrating. So being present helps me to maximize and understand and feel and be loved and to love.
What does being present look like to you?
It's not worrying about, it's not trying to necessarily fix or compensate for what has happened in the past. And it's not trying to overcompensate or impress or grasp at the future. It's doing what you can. It's being right now. It's settling in the moment and accepting the moment for what it is right now. This is what it is right now. We are here right now. We could have been doing a bunch of different things, but we're here right now. And that's time that we're never going to get back. And it's time that wasn't promised to us. So freaking live it. So I think that's what being present is. It's just settling and being appreciative for what it is right now, without saying what it could have been or what it should have been. It just is what it is.
And did you always have that sense of presence, or is it something, again, that you've developed over time? And if so, how?
My father, I was just having a conversation with my father the other day, and he says, you've always been kind of this nonchalant kid who, if I took things from him, it was hard. He was saying it was hard to punish me at times because he would take things away and I'd be like, okay. And so I think I've always had that element to me, but I don't think it has been as developed as it is now. I think I've developed it through trial, tribulation, process, Because I've had a lot of wins in my life. I've had a lot of losses, and I believe that it's in Ecclesiastes. Solomon wrote that vanity, all is vanity, unless there's a real unless there's a real purpose to like love and being loved, everything would just be vanity. So unless you ascribe a purpose to it. And so I think that is something that has evolved in me, but I think that it had to be something there in order to bloom and blossom to what it is right now. But yeah, there's always been an element to me that has been like that.
Was there a moment, because you talk about it, you're aware of it now, right? And there would have been a period where maybe you were developing it, but you weren't aware of it. Like, was there a moment that you recollect that you like, oh, I've been doing this all wrong. I need to look at this in a different way?
I would say yes. I've always been I'm challenging that right now. I've always had a level of ambition to myself where I've always had an expectation for me to be more, better. And I'm not saying that from a judgmental space. I just always feel like I'm destined for greatness, that I'm different, that there's something special to me. And I need to live up to that. I need to submit to that, honestly. I mean, there's something that I can't do everything that everyone does. I can't be whatever, because there's something special, there's something planned, there's something in my life that I need to be. And so with that, sometimes I've had a thought to me like, I'm not where I should be yet, or I'm not where I'm supposed to be right now. And I would wrestle with that, because I would say, dude, chill out. And I'd be like, but no, there's always been a wrestling, and now I don't wrestle. I don't wrestle with it anymore. It's like, I am where I am. And that's good, because I didn't even have to get here, So not to say that I'm going to be complacent and stay here, but I'm going to enjoy here. And there's been a time in my life where I didn't celebrate much. My parents, my family, I've never been a person, well, I will celebrate others. I'll make a big fuss and celebrate others. But for me, I didn't really celebrate myself and my wins and my accomplishments and things that I've were able to do, because I felt like it's normal and there's something greater that I need to do. So I'm still kind of wrestling a little bit with that sometimes, where it's like, but that's where I have to say, hey, enjoy this right now. Like, this year I've gotten awarded and recognized more times than than I've ever been, and then maybe sometimes more than some people will ever get. And sometimes it's just like, okay, yeah, that's great, but I need to go move on to the other thing. And then I have to stop and say, wait, hold on. No, chill out, dude. Like, it's okay to accept this. It's okay to be in this right now. It's okay. It's more than okay. It is honorable. It is good to take, cherish, accept this place right now. So I'd say, yeah, it's something that I've struggled with, and though it's more crystallized, and though I'm more accepting of it now, it's still something that I have to be actively aware of and actively point myself to, because I've just started it's celebrating myself and getting to a point where I'm like, yeah, I've done a lot of great things. And it's not a thought like I'm not enough. It's a thought that I am more. because not enough means I haven't gotten it yet. I mean, not enough means like I might not attain this, or feeling unworthy of it. I don't feel unworthy of it. I feel like, yes, great, I've done that, but look at this. I'm going to do this, you know. So I think that's maybe two sides of the same coin, where some people might be like, oh man, I'm not worthy and I haven't done that yet, and I might not be worthy of that. And then some people were like, yeah, I'm worthy of that, but wait, you haven't seen anything yet. So I think I'm, there's that.
I'll offer a couple of perspectives on that because it's nicely put. Thank you. It's a purpose. To me, purpose is the persistent pursuit of growth, like in oneself. This a way to live life. To me, that's purpose. Like I wake up every day, and the purpose is to be better by the time I go to sleep and when I get up in the morning. And it feels like you share that mentality. And I guess I just firstly want to just offer the perspective, because you went back and forth a little bit about what deserving versus kind of wanting more, and I would just frame it as you see your potential, and no one else can see your potential in that way. And you've had to struggle to get to a place where other people could see the potential. And then you had to work through that, and you had to hustle and build a family and build a life, and go from one thing to the next. And now you're in a place where you've been doing that for a long time, and you've really done the hard work. And as you say, you've achieved a lot of stuff. And I guess it's an opportunity to look around and smell the roses, right? And to find that presence, because there was I say this because for me it was similar. There's this like desperate sense of like, as you said, like I just want to be here at this point. But you can't be. You're as far as you are in the moment that you're in, and that's it. And I guess the other question here is finding yourself in this moment. Was there a moment you kind of realized that, like, I guess reflected that you had just worked so hard and you'd been so dedicated for so long that you had achieved much more than you ever thought you could achieve? And that kind of realization, like how much you'd put in, would have helped you understand that, like, okay, now I need to look at the balance of this, because I see, like, I've got it all. I know I do. I've proved it to myself at this point. And now it's just taking everything I've learned and really being systematic and deliberate about it. And that kind of requires a presence to really be effective.
Yeah, I would say when it comes to working through and just grinding it out and building, and you said something that you said achieved more than you thought you could. I don't know if I believe that about myself. I think that, and this is when I wrestle sometimes, I think that right now is just the foundation, or it's the tip of the iceberg of what I'm going to achieve, because I think and this might sound arrogant, but it's the truth. It's how what I believe about myself. It's what has gotten me from East Side Buffalo boy who dropped out of college and was making no money and ruined his reputation before, and then built it back, and then worked from having nothing to not even having enough money to pay his bills or put food on the table, to now being able to employ others. The thing that has pushed me, the thing that is, I wouldn't even say propelled me. I think the thing that has pulled me, was this sense, again, that I am capable of so much and anything. And I think this might be something that, I got to work on, is that anything that I achieve, it's like, okay, great, it's on to the next thing. I was supposed to do that. Now I'm supposed to do something else. I've done this. I've so for me to build my life to this point, I don't feel like it's something that it doesn't surprise or is more than I expect. It's actually what I do expect to do this. I expect to achieve. I expect to overcome. I expect to be more than what people might think I can do, more than I think I might be able to do, because I'm a believer. I believe, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man what God has prepared for those who love him. So I believe that what I do, I'm pursuing and actualizing who I'm destined to be. So it's not more than I've thought of. And that might sound a little weird or arrogant, but I just believe that there is so much that I'm supposed to do. So that's what pushes me. And so when it comes to like settling down and like kind of looking and saying, man, I've accomplished a lot, I think this year has been the year that I have done that, because of so many people who have said, the 40 under 40, the Power 100, those things that have happened in my life where people are recognizing me. I'm used to just serving and doing it and no one having to say anything. But now that people are saying things, I'm like, well, maybe okay. So and I've paid attention to it more because I've done things in the past and it's just gone, it's gone unnoticed, not because of people not recognizing it. I just don't tout it. I'm not a person that's just like, hey, look at me, look what I've done. Again, because I feel like I'm supposed to be doing this. So it's not a great accomplishment for me to do what I'm already supposed to be doing. So talking with my executive coach, he told me last year, he said, yo, you gotta start to celebrate you. You do a great job of celebrating others. You do a great job of uplifting the community, but when are you gonna start celebrating you? And I was like, do I have to? He's like, yes, you can't be hypocritical to say people should celebrate themselves and they should, and you don't do it. So
I agree. I think there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah.
We tend to focus on the negative a lot in life. It's kind of the culture.
Yeah.
But it's the there's a lot of joy.
Yeah.
If we can grab hold of it. Now, if you humor me, I want to try something.
Sure.
I guess before I do, the question first is, how are you feeling right now? Like right now in this moment, what are your emotions that are coming up?
In this moment, I feel hungry.
Is that an emotion?
No, it's not.
That's an excuse.
No, I feel in this moment, I feel settled. So calm is the emotion. I feel assured. I feel happy. I feel fulfilled. Yep.
And is that, like, those emotions, are they the general disposition, you think, through your day to day?
Yeah. I think that's my baseline. Again, back to me feeling like I'm supposed to be, that sense of destiny, that sense of purpose. That is my baseline. I'm not a very anxious fearful. I'm not a person who gets too low. I don't experience those things very often. And that makes people think I'm kind of weird sometimes, because in the midst of chaos, in the midst of heartache and things going wrong, I usually have a sense of it's going to be okay. This is okay. There's nothing wrong with this, because you need dirt to grow. You need, for soil, you need soil, you need rain, so I've been the type of person where it's just like, this is what comes with it. You can't have a good story without triumph, without trial. There's no triumph without trial. So I've kind of always been that way. It was just like, this is gonna be great, and not in a Disney way, because it's not like without, there's some magical thing is gonna happen. No, we're gonna work through this, and that excites me. I get excited about being able to work through things.
So your destiny, your overarching purpose, is there like something, and you don't need to be specific about this, but is there something that you've had your eye on forever, or is it something that is consistently evolving and growing and changing? It's more a feeling and an idea than it is something specific.
Yeah, it's not a specific thing, and that's why I think there's no thing that when it happens, I'm just like, yeah, that's what it is. I think it goes back to that, like, love, there's no ending to it. So if I am going to love, I am going to have to choose to love every day, because I believe that love is not a feeling, it's an act of the will. It is an action. It's a disposition as well. Like you have something to be embodied. It's something to put on every day. It's something to cultivate and to grow from inside, from within, and from without. So I don't think there's a thing. So like, if I just became a billionaire tomorrow, it would still be the same hunger to love and be loved. It would be the same. I would still be looking for ways to bring value and dignity to others. I would still be looking for ways to show people they matter and give opportunity to those around me who say they love me, give them the opportunity to show that back to me. So no, there's no thing. It's more of a nope. There's no tangible thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll finish on your side on that, because I think that's a nice note, especially as we've called back to the earlier part of this conversation when we talked about the meaning of life and you referred to love. So with the last couple of minutes, I'm going to give you an opportunity to either share something that you would like to have done, or you can ask me a question, you can talk about anything else, give some feedback. This is kind of your opportunity to have a moment.
I would ask you, what makes you feel loved?
That's a big question.
Mm-hmm.
Big question. What makes me feel loved? I think time. Time with people, and that isn't necessarily even being with the people. It's being kind of with them spiritually. or even like through words in one way or another, or through presence, but it's time and energy and attention and being present, as you say. I think that like there's no love without presence. You know, if you're always somewhere else, then you're never going to be there. And so that's what I would say.
So would you say that's to be, because words, presence, time, those are all intentional things. So would it mean to be chosen, to feel chosen is to feel loved?
I think chosen is to me, instinctively kind of feels absolute, because it feels very specific. And I think that love is an ever malleable form. And I think it comes in waves, right? And that can be from one person to another, or one generation to another. And so it's less about being chosen and just, I think for me, like I've lived my life on the road a lot and away from a lot of people who I love dearly and I know love me dearly. But I know that when I see them, like they will have all the time in the world for me and vice versa.
Yeah.
And it's that it's a choice, I guess. I think so.
That's
Rather than chosen, it's a choice.
Yeah.
So I think you're on absolutely the right path.
So I mean that they choose you,
right?
Not that you're like this chosen vessel. I mean, like in that moment, a person chooses to give you their time, their energy, their words, their.
Absolutely, and it can be a stranger, right? And it can be someone you know, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
So to be, because I believe that all of that is a choice. If a person chooses to say hi to me, they didn't have to. That makes me feel loved. Wow, you made the choice to say hi to me, or you made the time to kind of interview me, as opposed to the almost 9 billion people on there. Well, me. So I resonate with that, being people taking the time.
I'll give you a really specific example of almost strangers. So as you know, I DoorDash to bootstrap Q, and most of the time, like in my weeks, the people I interact with are the people that work in the supermarkets. And I know a lot of them at this point. Like I will say hello to a lot of people, and I walk into and briefly talk to them and briefly get to know them, and there's an attention there, and there's a curiosity, and just like it's sharing life, right? And maybe that's kind of what love is, right? It's sharing your experience, and that again, that can be with words, or it can be with presence, or whatever, art, anything. But I think that love is I think I've given a lot there.
I think so. You're a very curious person, extremely curious. What is one thing that, through your curiosity, has surprised you about human beings? Since this podcast is, of course, figuring out and finding the, what has been, in your curiosity, what has been the thing that has been like,
I think, and this has really been a shift over the last 20 years, is just how individual everyone is. We are, as we grow, everyone is placed into groups, and many, many groups, in fact. But the reality is that every single person is different. And so it's a constant surprise. Like every time I meet someone new, it's a brand new life experience, something that I could never understand, right, or fathom. But to get an insight into that is always a surprise, because, as I say, everyone is completely individual. And with the dawn of the internet and access to information, and this ability to reassure yourself that you're not the only one, and that you can think like this and it's okay. And I think that the individuality of people consistently surprises me. Especially, again, you'll go and talk to a group of people, right? And every single, I think let's say your congregation, right? They're all a group of people. Yep. But I'm sure every single one of them is completely unique and offers their own experience that can be value to you and to anyone else that experiences them.
That's so good. I love that.
All right. Well, I think we'll end it there. Thank you so much, KYRIA.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Awesome.